Welcome back to The Explainer. Let's just jump right into it today because we are unpacking a literal blueprint for building mental resilience from the ground up. If you've ever felt like your willpower is kind of like a house of cards, just constantly at the mercy of a stiff breeze, you are absolutely in the right place. We're not just looking at motivational fluff today, we're treating this source material as structural engineering for your mind. We are literally going to become the architects of our own persistence.
The pain of discipline lasts a moment, but the regret of giving up lasts far longer. Wow, just let the weight of that sentence sink in for a second. It is, frankly, the ultimate psychological truth. We're going to spend this explainer breaking down the exact step-by-step architecture you need to completely avoid that lingering heavy regret. Because look, building anything worthwhile, it hurts a little bit in the moment, for sure. But walking away from the construction site entirely, that just leaves an empty dirt lot in your mind forever.
So, let's start with Section 1, the foundation of purpose.
Our source material gives us this really simple but honestly profound directive. Wake up with purpose. This is literally the very first action of every single day. Before your feet even hit the bedroom floor, and definitely before you start doom scrolling, setting an intention is what forms the absolute bedrock of this entire structure we're building. Look, if you wake up aimless, you're essentially pouring your foundation on sand. And hey, your purpose doesn't have to be, changing the entire world by noon, but there has to be a clear reason why you're engaging in the daily discipline. It's your anchor.
But here's the thing. Almost the second you wake up with that purpose, the excuses are going to start trying to crack the concrete. It's just human nature to want to smash that snooze button, right? You think, man, I'm too tired, or it's just too hard, or I'll totally start tomorrow. But the text is absolutely unequivocal here. You are stronger than your excuses. I want to speak directly to you for a second. Your internal strength literally has to overpower those everyday frictions to keep this foundation intact. Actually, think of it like this. Every single time you spot an excuse and push past it anyway, you are laying down reinforcing steel in your mental foundation. You're proving the text right.
Moving on to Section 2, the pain versus regret.
Weighing these options is absolutely crucial. On one hand, the pain of discipline lasts a moment. We're talking about the sweat, the early mornings, making those really difficult choices. But it's fleeting. It has a strict expiration date. On the flip side, though, the regret of giving up lasts far, far longer. This is that stark temporal contrast the source material is demanding we understand. Discipline is just a momentary discomfort. Giving up is a chronic ache. Just let that heavy reality of long-term regret settle in for a moment. So, what's it going to be? Which weight would you rather carry? The temporary pain of lifting the hammer or the permanent nagging regret of never building the house?
All right, Section 3, creating the perfect moment.
So are you waiting for the perfect moment? It's kind of a provocative question, isn't it? I mean, how many times have we all delayed starting a project or building a new habit or even making a career pivot just because the timing didn't feel perfectly aligned? This really agitates that super common problem of hesitation and delayed action. We love to tell ourselves we're just being strategic, right? But honestly, waiting for perfection is usually just a highly disguised form of procrastination. It's like being an architect who just stares at the blueprint forever but never actually picks up a shovel.
Well, our source text hits us with the ultimate solution to that hesitation. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it. You are not just some passive observer in your own life waiting for the stars to magically align. No way, you're the engineer. You have to manufacture that momentum yourself. Remember, action precedes motivation, not the other way around. By just taking action in an imperfect moment, you actually transform it into the perfect moment to begin.
And this builds into a really practical methodology, a simple 3-step progression. Step 1 is the beginner. The text reminds us that every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. That refusal to quit, that is literally your entry fee. Step 2 is the actual mechanism of action, one small step every day. We're not talking about massive heroic leaps here. It's just about laying one brick perfectly every single day. And that leads us right into Step 3, the outcome. As the source material states, that one small step every day can change your entire life, transforming the beginner into the expert. It's just a simple, undeniable math equation of persistence.
Next up, Section 4, the power of silence.
True building is often a really lonely, quiet grind. The directive here is to work in silence. It doesn't need to be broadcast to the world. It doesn't need constant external validation while it's happening. You're just laying the bricks. But contrast that with the ultimate goal. Let your results make the noise. When the house is finally built, trust me, it speaks for itself.
The undeniably loud impact of your final results will absolutely shatter any doubts. It's a great reminder to just stay focused on the work itself, not the applause for doing the work. Keep your head down, trust the blueprint, and let the finished structure be your ultimate statement.
And finally, Section 5, the future is watching.
Tracing this timeline reveals a genuinely fascinating concept. Down at point 1, we have today. And the source material hits us with this crazy reality. Your future is watching what you do today. Seriously, just think about that for a second. The person you're going to be 5 years from now is heavily, heavily dependent on the discipline you execute in this exact moment. Then, point 2 is the ongoing journey. That simple directive to keep going. And point 3, that's the culmination of all that effort, the comeback, the future. It's such a powerful idea that you are actively being observed by your future self. Are you building them a palace, or are you leaving them a pile of rubble and regret? Every small daily step is basically a gift you're sending forward on this timeline.
We're wrapping up this explainer with a final, really commanding quote from our source text. Keep going. The comeback will be worth it. It's basically a promise directly from the architecture of persistence itself. Look, no matter how hard the building process feels right now, and no matter how much you might want to just default to the regret of giving up, the eventual comeback, that finished structure, will absolutely justify every single ounce of the silent work you put in. So I want to leave you with this thought to carry with you today. Now that you're holding the blueprint in your hands, what is the very first brick you're going to lay the moment this explainer ends?